Slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah. Stephen Otten, your YouTube pro, let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American, and YouTube Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Reserved Seats. Yes, tonight we control the vertical, we control the horizontal. I want to say hello to everyone currently following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Joining us here in the live chat, Faithful Blue Wrench channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Want to chat for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Clary. My co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, Enigma Severus. Bringing the Geeky Geezers raid in Netters Network. Friend of the channel, JPRPH1. All right. My guest is waiting patiently backstage, so I'm going to bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Geeky Geezers, my fellow host on Live from Sparkwood and 21, and the co-host of Friday Night Last Call. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Flappy Fan Club, H. Boomer.
Hello, I'm here. And just so you know, this wasn't because I was lazy and brought and left my icon on from the last stream, because it's a different streaming format we use on your channel. So I just re-uploaded it. It's Troy made this for me. It's a Lego Boomer on a.
I like it.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, here we are, and we're going to be talking about two movies. One I was ranting with you a couple weeks ago, so then I figured you mentioned about me coming back on, so I figured, okay, we'll do it tonight while it's still fresh in my mind, which I'm sure I've forgotten half of it already. But we'll see. Okay,
we will see. Okay, Connie says Flappy for president. No, we could do worse.
I'm telling you, man, he would give free bird seed to all.
For sure. All right. So last week 2 weeks ago now, we were right, because last week was the member stream, but we were talking about a film currently on Shudder called Watcher.
Yes.
Which I think we can both recommend, despite some reservations here and there about it, and some questions. I actually looked this up, and because the ending of that film is rather ambiguous in certain ways. So it's like, okay, was Weber the spider or not? And I looked into this, and the consensus seems to be that he is, and I guess the guy who was arrested was the copycat, or yeah. So
I got the idea that the guy who got arrested liked women's underwear, and that's why he had the clothes in his house. I think it was just like a weird fetish thing, but that he wasn't because they said they found her clothes in his house. Were they bloody clothes?
They never said.
He might have, when he was working on her pipes, he might have just stolen some of her clothes because he was weird. Doesn't make him a killer, though. Do you understand? Nope. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, still a good movie, still worth watching. Very Hitchcockian, very, very creepy, slow build film.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to Geek Flag with an innate nose. Good to see you, sir. All right, so We were kind of banding about some titles last week, and one that we hit upon was Longlegs.
Yep.
And you had some issues with it, and I was kind of wondering what those were. So we thought, okay, let's maybe talk about that. Hello to Enigma Severus in chat. Are we discussing Bad Men Must Bleed? Because it was a tough one. Yeah, that was the film that Bill and I watched earlier. It's not good.
So here's
independent Western.
Bad Man Must Bleed. That sounds interesting. That's a good title.
It sounds interesting, but it kind of really isn't.
Okay, so here's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Basically, I have, for me doing a pop culture stream, how often do I actually partake in a lot of these pop culture movies? And I realize I have not seen a lot of horror movies that people have been yammering about for the past couple of years. And I was like, darn it, I'm going to sit down and watch these horror movies. I'm just going to watch some of them and knock them off. And I very well, let's do Longlegs. That was the first one after I did my the Shudder movies I was telling you about last time. So I did Longlegs, and directed by Oz Perkins, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked
the
Blackcoat's Daughter, which he had done during the 2010s. I thought that was really good. I really liked the Blackcoat's Daughter. Very moody. Takes place at a girls' school, I believe, is a Catholic girls' school, I believe, and it's just there's demonic possession and murder and other things. It was good, and a bit of a twist at the end too with that. And he also directed The Monkey, which I had seen a few months ago, which is kind of a ridiculous horror movie, but I don't know if you've seen it or not. But
I didn't see the film, but I'm familiar with the
Well, I'll let
short story.
We can talk about it some other time. Yeah, but
Indeed.
And I know he's done some other movies, and I don't think I realized when I was watching Longlegs until after I watched it that this was Oz Perkins that did this. And I knew from people at work, they were saying there was a big viral campaign for this movie before it came out. Is that right?
Oh yes, I even did a show on it. That the viral marketing did remind me very much of what they did with Blair Witch back in the day,
right?
And kind of played into the whole, is it real thing, because they started out doing these kind of 15 to 30-second ads, and they started out with the 911 call that you hear in the film, where the guy says, "It's not my daughter, and I have to wait until she's sleeping." It was that scene.
Yeah.
With just it didn't cut away. It was just the on the family photograph,
right?
And that was it. And I was like, okay, that's okay. We're being told, okay, this is going to be a creepy movie, but we're not, and you got to remember in the initial advertising, they didn't even say Nicolas Cage was in the film. His name was not even mentioned until they did the final two longer trailers.
Right.
So, they were even keeping the cast of the film quiet.
Okay. So there's a lot of mystery behind. So I missed out on all of that. I don't know what I was doing. Okay. So I must have missed out on all of this. Yeah. So that was part of the big selling point of the Blair Witch. I remember when that came out. That was that might be another stream topic, but that whole the whole viral campaign behind the fact that a lot of people thought it was a real thing, a real documentary, and all this other stuff. Yeah. You'll still find people saying it was a real documentary. So, but this did have the actress from Watcher was in this.
She is. Yeah.
Am I getting her name right? Micah
Monroe. Yeah.
Micah Monroe, who I'm actually she's good. I'd like to see her in more things. I liked her in this because I almost didn't recognize her because her mannerisms, also her look is completely different in this than from Watcher.
Yeah.
Good actress. So I hope to see her in more things. I'll keep an eye out for her. But yeah. Movie starts out with this weird, what is it? Camera? Video?
It it changes aspect ratios, especially when they go back and do like because basically the opening. Well, I don't want to call it a flashback because it is the first scene of the film, and chronologically it is first. But there are kind of cuts back and forth in time in this film. And when you see, because the movie takes place in I think around 1990, it's like late 80s, early 90s is when the film takes place, and it cuts back to 1974,
right?
And that is where we get the opening.
Okay, and the movie takes place in the 90s, right?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. This is where we get introduced to Longlegs. Is that right?
Right. And
whose face we don't see.
No. Well, I mean, very briefly, we don't really see him fully until about halfway through the film.
Right.
And you just get kind of these very quick cuts, side views, what have you. So, he's almost like, you almost kind of hide him like Jaws quite a bit. And he's kind of obscured in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And which just makes that when you finally see a very clear shot of him, which is basically the scene where he's basically just standing there. And that just goes to make that far more creepier. Well, the whole movie's creepy anyway, even before.
Oh, it's a creepy movie.
Yeah.
The mood is perfect.
Yeah.
Oz Perkins he's got a good eye. I mean, I don't want to act like I'm hating on this movie. I just, there's things in it that, in my opinion, make no sense, but we'll get there anyway.
True. Yeah.
Okay. So we have Weirdo. I don't know what he's talking about. He's muttering a bunch of nonsense, which I'm sure is important.
Well, yeah, because what is he talking about when you first see him, and then as things progress, you kind of get what his MO is.
Is it like, you're my daughter now, or I'm your friend, or something like that?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I'm just, okay. He's acting weird. I'm trying to see his face. It's bothering me. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Nick Cage.
Well, it'll bother you when you see his face.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
I know what Oscar. You want to see more of Nick Cage? Just watch the Spider Noir series. Okay, that's not what this movie's about. Okay, yeah, that's don't get me started on Longlegs. So we assume that Longlegs is the main problem with this movie, the main antagonist. But of course, we'll learn. Well, not necessarily. Okay, there's other forces at work here.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward into the 90s. This is where we get our young FBI agent and her partner in some weird scene where the guy is talking about how it's not like it is in the movies, or maybe saying, no, he's saying it is like it is in the movies. You go door to door and just say, have you seen this little kid, right? Because a kid's gone missing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? A kid's gone missing?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
It's there is a killer on the loose, and these kind of fledgling, just out of the academy FBI agents are basically kind of going door to door, asking questions, kind of your basic kind of shoe leather kind of thing that detectives do, where it's kind of not, hit the pavement and just ask people if they've seen anything. Yeah.
And there are a lot of them in the room. They're all partnering up. She's got a partner. Mm-hmm. I guess he says, okay, I'll ask the questions. You hang in the back. Okay. Right.
Yes. Because she walks in front of her particular house, and all the houses look exactly the same. And
says, that's the house.
She basically says, that's the house, and, so, our lead character, Lee Harker, who's Micah Monroe, and her partner Fisk, he goes to the door, and he basically just takes one right in the melon right away. The door opens and bam, and he's out of the movie.
He's out of the movie, and then there's this and saying, "Dad, I think," does she go into the house or does she call for backup? I
No,
don't remember now.
she goes into the
I
house.
think I was yelling at the TV. Why aren't you calling for backup? You just had
Well,
agent
yeah,
down.
why?
Call for
Yeah.
backup. Agent down. This isn't even like you're chasing a set like another your partner has just been shot. Guy is in the house. Call for backup at least
Hmm.
before going in. But she doesn't do that. She goes in. Okay.
So she goes in, and basically she goes into this upstairs bedroom. The house is empty. Everything is kind of wrapped in plastic, like, hazmat's getting ready to come through the place or something.
Yes.
And he's just sitting there in this upstairs bedroom with his hands up, and he just surrenders.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. He kind of knows he's effed either way. I mean, why doesn't he kill her? I don't know. Because he could just as easily do so, but he surrenders.
Maybe what was
And
bothering him was wearing off.
maybe because in this film, when you are kind of dealing with
There
what
got to be
you
spoilers.
ultimately find out, um, is it possible that he is under the sway of outside forces?
There we go. Okay.
He could be. Um,
We won't say what those forces are.
Yeah, not yet. Anyway,
Dark forces.
Dark forces. The script called for. Well, here's the thing that I do want to bring up. Is that this was a movie that was when you get well in the advertising, it was in let's just say the advertising that the general public got, and then there was what those of us who chose to look a little bit deeper got, is that this was a movie that was getting a lot of comparisons to Silence of the Lambs. And I think that people went in expecting this kind of grounded investigation type of movie, and it starts out that way.
That would have been nice.
And then it about halfway it kind of takes a turn.
Like I was getting some Millennium vibes. Like she has some kind of extrasensory perception.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Black could used to be able to see what the killer sees, and like, oh, is this what they're going for? She's going after killer, and she's got a bit of psychic thing. That's enough. You got me right there. No, but that's not really what's going on here. Anyway,
right.
We see her in a car next with and this is what confused me too, because I knew this was a time jump. But I thought, was this a flashback to when she was starting out before she got a partner? But then I realized, no, I guess the movie is in sequential order. Okay, so she's with the who's the main FBI guy, the one that was talking about the Mariners. He was talking baseball, and
Carter.
See if I can get the cast. Yeah,
Blair
Carter.
Underwood.
Okay, yeah, and he has a partner too, and I guess she's like the newbie, but I don't know if she's with them because she's like the newbie, and they're showing her the ropes, or if maybe they have her along because they know she's psychic, and it's like you have an extrasensory person on the big case.
Between when she makes the arrest and the scene in the car, they basically do like their own version of like a Voight-Kampff test on her. I kept waiting for him to say, within cells interlinked. I kept waiting for David Dastmalchian to show up in this thing. You find out no, which would have been good.
Was that was that whose voice it was in Blade Runner 2049? The guy who says Constant K. I didn't realize that was David.
That was him.
Yeah, I know he's in the movie, and I remember he's the one that called him a skin job in one scene. I didn't realize he was the one doing the interlink. Oh man, now I got to watch that movie again. Darn it! See, the gift
You're
that keeps
nowhere
on giving
near
is
baseline. Yeah, and they basically, and there's basically kind of a similar scene here, and that's when they hit on she's got some kind of extrasensory ability. And so that's when Carter decides that he's going to bring her on to the Long Legs case, which is this case that's been going on for They think a certain amount of time, but we are going to find out it's actually been going on much longer.
How long have they been on it for? A couple of years, maybe?
The FBI's been on it for like 10 or 15 years, but
this is worse than Zodiac. This is
it's like, basically a Zodiac thing, because he's leaving these coded messages, which he signs long legs, which is where to get it from. And so Carter puts Harker on the case to as this kind of fresh set of eyes. So she's sorting through all of this evidence, and she puts together the fact that there have been other murders, and this has actually gone back not the 10 years that they believe, but closer 20 and maybe even longer. And, and hits on, I don't know if they had already had it figured or if that was something that she came up with, that there's this satanic element going on. Yeah. Because the thing is that the killer is targeting families, but it's done in the way where it's the fathers committing the actual murders. And the killer, the Longlegs killer, never actually enters any of these homes himself.
Like, they do a flashback scene, I think. I don't know if this is around this time, where they show the dad of one, I guess, are they at a church, or a priest comes by their house? He kills the priest.
Yes.
Then he goes after the mother. And I'm thinking, at first I thought, well, this is a Satan thing, so they're going after a member of the church. But then I realized, well, no, based on what I know now, it's probably like the FBI agent. He's just the wrong guy at the wrong time in the wrong place, right? Yes.
Yeah, basically.
That probably wasn't part of the plan for him to just kill the priest. That was probably just, guy stops by, wrong place, wrong time, and that's why he got it. Yeah. So it's okay. Man, but anyway, I'm trying to figure this movie out. Okay.
It's in the first half of the movie, it's very this kind of grounded Zodiac killer. This you have this agent who's kind of off, she's very awkward.
Which is part of her charm.
Socially. We don't kind of really know, okay, why is she like this?
Like her boss says, you want to come in and meet my family, because she has to drive her home because he had a couple of drinks.
He has a couple, and
then he says, come meet my family. She says, do I have to? Yes, you have.
Yes, you have to.
And I'm like, I kind of like that answer. That's like, I don't care. I don't want to meet your family, and it's like it really has nothing to do with work, but it might build rapport.
No.
With your coworker there. I mean, it's just, he's
because she, in retrospect, she kind of reminds me of Matthew McConaughey at the beginning of True Detective. That first episode was like, come and meet my family. Do I really have to? It is very much that. And
I love that. Well, season 1. Don't get me started on season 2. Oh boy.
No. Season 2 seems to, based on what I've heard, kind of goes off the rails.
I told you I was like 7 episodes in, and I realized what crime were they trying to solve, because I'd forgotten at that point. It was so flipping weird. I'm like, I don't know, did a crime occur and that's why they're seriously, I forgot. I didn't know what they were solving. I think there was a murder, but I don't remember. And it's like, okay, go ahead. Sorry. Okay.
No. So she goes to,
I like this movie. So I'm sorry. No, wait. Sorry,
well,
go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm being rude.
Sounds like the FBI agent from The Frighteners. I am surprised Jeffrey Combs is not in this movie.
Well, it's interesting how the FBI treats her. I thought they were going to treat her as like a specialist consultant that they bring with her on cases, kind of like a Frank Black type. I thought this is what they were sort of going for, like a Millennium style thing. Have we gotten to the part where she's alone in her weird house, which I want to say is like a cabin or a tiny house, or it's like in the middle of the woods, right?
She has this home in the middle.
It's bizarre.
Kind of in the middle of nowhere, And
it's like one of the. It looks like a build your own house, like a lot. I almost felt like a lot of glass and a lot.
a
Like,
lot, which is kind of surprising for this character, is that you wouldn't. I mean, she's got like. Well, I mean, I'm also kind of wondering. Because Longlegs, when basically she solves his code, and
you're right.
Longlegs decides to send her a message, send hello to Outlaw Bill, and so Longlegs decides to send her a message, and it's this and it's a birthday card, and remember birthdays because it's going to be later. It's a ninth birthday card, ninth year birthday card, and basically kind of birthday and congratulations for out my code. Here's another one, you know. And basically, the message that he sends to her is, okay, you figured out my code. Congrats, your mother. And he explains in the note exactly how he plans to do this, and it's not pretty. So you're okay. How does this guy know so much about her? How does he know where she lives? Because when he delivers this message, it's not just delivered. He delivers it himself. He walks into her house and leaves it on her desk. And you can see as she goes outside to do the whole, investigate a strange noise trope. She goes outside and he comes in, and you can see him behind her in the window.
Doesn't she see him go in?
She turns around and she sees him inside the house.
Yeah. The killer they've been chasing. Does she know it's him?
Well, I would think by the time she finds the message, I think she's got to know at that point, yeah, this is the guy.
She doesn't do anything. I mean, she looks at the note. It's like I would have been She doesn't call. Does she? I don't think. Does she even tell the FBI he stopped by my house last night?
If she does say so, we don't see her.
Okay.
Tell them if she did, because what we've had previous to that scene is this kind of very awkward telephone call that she has with her mother, played by celebrity Al Pal, Alicia Witt,
Yes.
of course from the David Lynch Dune, season 3 of Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah,
and Cecil B. Demented and many other films and television.
Yes.
So she's here as well as Lee's mother, and who is this former nurse. And we come to find out a little bit later, when we do finally meet her, she's kind of a hoarder. She's got this, house full of junk, and she's
newspapers,
newspapers. Possibly, it's kind of hinted that she might be on drugs. So there's this very awkward kind of conversation where the mother wants her to come and visit, and she doesn't want to. But when she realizes, okay, my mother might be under threat from this guy, she goes to the house and has, again, this kind of very odd
conversation.
She has a very, very odd relationship with her mother. And
you know why she has an odd relationship with her mother? Because her mother is odd. She has an odd relationship with her mother.
Yes, her mother is
I just thought
yeah.
this is just a weird character. I didn't pay her any mind. I'm like, okay, can we move on? What is this?
You don't know, is it because Lee finds like needles, and it's very obvious that the mother is shooting up.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
so it's okay. This is a woman who is kind of fallen into drugs, might be ill in some other fashion. Either way, she's not well, very clearly. And
right.
So
she mentioned something about her saying a prayer at some point, or is that when she was in the hospital?
Well, the line is it was her mother asks her, "Are you still saying your prayers?" And she says, "No, because prayers scare me."
So yeah.
And the idea that you're getting when you get to the flashback sequences where you see the mother when she was still more or less sane is they're by themselves. There's no reference to Lee's father, like at any point at all. I looked for it. They don't even mention a father. It's 1974. Maybe he got killed in Vietnam. You don't know. Because there is, I think in one scene that I think I remember like a folded flag being in the background in one scene. Or maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but that's kind of the idea that I got. Anyway, the father is out of the picture. He's not mentioned, and you don't see hide or hair of him. And I kind of almost get the impression that it's very much a Margaret White Carey relationship, but not without the religious zealotry. I kind of got that vibe out of it. Like, this is almost like a movie in itself. Are these,
What?
That's kind of the idea.
I guess I don't know. The mother's. I'm
know.
like, okay, can we move on to the murder case? That's what I was thinking when she goes by this.
Yeah.
Stop by the mom. It's like,
yeah.
The mom's just strange. Okay.
The mother is strange, but we're not really suspecting anything at this point because all we know is that the killers threatened the mother.
Hey,
continue investigating this, and mom's going to get it.
You know what I'm expecting at this point? I'm expecting Nick Cage, man.
And we get him eventually.
Okay,
and
sure.
We find out. All right, so when we dig a little deeper into the case, they are led to Lee and Carter are led to a farmhouse that was owned by the Camera family, which is the family where the priest is killed. Only in this case, the daughter is not killed. She survives.
Okay.
And so we have a surviving victim. So what happens is Lee and Carter go to the farm that was owned by this family, the Cameras, and they go into the farmhouse and they find this life-size doll of the daughter, Carrie Ann, who's played by Kiernan Shipka from the movie you brought up earlier, Blackcoat's Daughter, and of course was the daughter on Mad Men, and she's Sabrina the Teenage Witch now.
Yeah, good actress.
Yeah. So she has survived, but she has ever since been in a mental institution where it seems to be very easily to get in and out. Anyway, I bring up the doll because we find out that Longlegs is making these life-size dolls. And the idea is that the families that are being killed have daughters who have birthdays that fall on a certain date. And he delivers, or as we find out later, has them delivered, these life-size dolls of the daughters who are having their birthdays.
Right, you're right. Okay, there is a birthday connection there. Yes.
So right,
being dropped off is each time it's supposed to be from the church. Is that right?
From the church, yes.
They say which church?
No. They just say you want a gift from the church, and everybody just goes, okay, And
What if they're not religious? It's odd. Like I can almost see, like maybe if they were, like if it's a particular, like a Catholic church and parishioners in the area, you look up the parishioner. It's just odd. Okay, here's a life-size doll. What am I supposed to do with this? And why is the church giving these out?
And why does it look like my daughter?
Why are they just accepting it? I don't understand. It's like, okay. Someone shows up, says, I'm from the church, this life-size doll of my daughter, this person belongs to a cult or something. Which, to be fair, is probably more apt for what's actually going on in this movie, actually.
Right,
so,
because you are kind of like, because they hit on it kind of early in the film that, okay, so it's actually the fathers committing the murders. It is Longlegs never enters the home. So who's delivering these dolls? Obviously, he has an accomplice. And so does this mean that it is a cult? That's kind of the idea. And for a while in the film, that's kind of the basis that you're going on, is that there is this cult that is doing this for whatever their purposes are. So after the discovery of the doll in the farmhouse, they basically autopsy the doll, and there's this
nothing strange here except for the silver ball in the head, right?
Yes, there's a silver ball in the head that is empty, and you can't open it, but it's empty. And the coroner has the line, I thought it was whispering my ex-wife's name to me. Yeah. But, hey, I've been up a while. I'm just hearing things, I need sleep. And he kind of blows it off. But it's kind of a clue that every time somebody is like around one of these dolls, it kind of puts the whammy on your head. How's it doing that? Well, we'll get to that. So
Lee, I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Lee goes to interview Carrie Ann Kiernan Shipka, and she and Carter find out that Carrie Ann had a visitor the day before, and that she's been catatonic since she was brought into the hospital, but ever since this visitor showed up, now she's a little chatterbox, and
that's good stuff.
And we find out that the person who came to visit her is one Lee Harker, or I should say Longlegs using Harker's name to get into this facility, which appears to not have any guards or security of any kind. And the guy says,
budget cuts.
And they're like, well, don't you like check IDs or have any cameras? And the guy's like, that would be a good idea. And I'm like, what? because even in the 90s, I would think that a psychiatric hospital would have, like, I don't know, security. You know, you're not in the dark ages.
Okay.
You know.
I'm sorry. Did we see pasty Nick Cage and rag at one point in this movie? Does that happen?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, he is not
remember. I remember he did that weird thing with his hands in the liquor store. Okay.
Okay. Well, I left out a scene. Is he goes to this?
It has no consequence on the movie unless I'm missing something.
Other than the show that he's obviously a nutcase. And all right, so Nicolas Cage plays a character named Dale Ferdinand Cobble. And it's always three names with these guys. He's Dale Ferdinand Cobble, and he's a Satanist. That's what he is. And makes
is he the nice kind like the Anton LaVey types, or is it like I'm just kidding?
No. And he makes no bones about. He doesn't try to hide it. He's a weirdo. He's an albino.
Oh, that's why he was so pale. Okay, all right.
Basically, he's an albino, and like his face is all like kind of really puffy looking, and he's got this very long, scraggly white hair. He looks demonic.
I'm sure I've met plenty of people like him in my customer service shops over the years. Anyway, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he goes to this kind of hardware store. He's like buying the painting.
That's right.
He's buying the supplies that he used to make these dolls. Because he is in the process of making one. For who? Stay tuned. So he has this whole weird freak out in the car because the young girl at the desk, who seems kind of stoned herself.
I just thought she was bored, but that's fine.
Bored, or maybe I don't know. She kind of, either way, it kind of looks like she doesn't want to be there, and she's even less thrilled with having to deal with Dale Cobble. So
she's a whack job.
She kind of, obviously, and she kind of, Dad, that creepy guy's here again.
Yeah, because he's a creepy guy and he's bugging the young lady. I get it.
Yeah, okay. And he's has this kind of freak out as he's driving away, and after
freak
that,
out, I'm responsible for all this evil stuff. I'm gonna get you, or something like. I was half expecting, I was half expecting something to happen to the girl at the counter. I thought that was gonna be like a victim, and there was gonna be like a serious, no.
And I'm not entirely unconvinced that something didn't. To be honest,
I don't know. I'm expecting to see Longlegs in a movie called Longlegs, and I feel like we see very little of Longlegs in this movie called Longlegs.
I tell you, watching the movie again last night.
Okay, wow.
He is in more of the movie than I remembered him being in the first time around.
All right, maybe I need to give a second look. Okay, yeah.
He's not in a lot of the movie. No. There's. You have the scene at the beginning, and then he's kind of gone until about 40 minutes in, and then you kind of get him on and off and on. Well, we'll get to that point until a certain point in the film, and then, all right. Well, anyway, so Lee goes to interview Carrie Ann. And it is kind of this case of Arrested Development. She's very childlike in the way she speaks, very kind of country, kind of, in just kind of the way she talks. It's very much
upstate New York hillbilly. I got you. Okay,
hillbilly.
I don't know what to say because. Okay.
Because, we know from the flashbacks that she was kind of, again, someone else that kind of lived out in the sticks. As everybody in this movie is either in the suburbs or in the sticks.
Right. Okay.
And she's kind of farther out than most. And she says, and she kind of talks about, like the events leading up to you know, her parents' deaths and, you know, getting one of these dolls. And the doll has like these kind of red glowing eyes, and it's
Yeah,
very
that's
obvious.
yeah.
It's very obvious that the parents are kind of slowly going mad. Um, um, the mother's cutting herself. The father goes out and kills the livestock. And
Yes.
then, and you know, there's this scene where he's got like the doll on his lap, and it's obvious that the parents are no longer of the right mind anymore.
Right.
And the father eventually snaps, kills this priest that's visiting, and kills the mother, and then himself. But he leaves Carrie Ann, and Carrie Ann, like we said, becomes catatonic until Longlegs comes to see her, and then she says words to the effect that, you know, you know, if he told me to jump out the window right now, I would do it. If he told me to kill you right now, I'd do it. You know, so she's very much under his sway.
Okay.
You know, much in the same way that the parents seem to be. And so, okay, let's jump ahead. Where do we go from here?
The interview, is that next? Do they catch
Right.
him?
Does
he turn himself in? I don't remember what happens.
All right.
Let's see.
So
if I had time, I would have watched it again, but I was too busy trying to find out about minifigs. Anyway, okay, go ahead.
I actually do have this up on my big screen right now, and I'm kind of going from scene to scene.
I thought about playing it on the background, but I just thought it might drain my internet for the stream, so I didn't
do it. What we find out is that on the night previous to the opening scene, we find out that the mother, Alicia Witt's character, Lee's mother, filed a police report saying that there was someone on the property during the evening. That, you know, so, you know,
yes.
she runs out. She gets you know, she grabs the shotgun, as one does, and this is all during the scene where Lee goes to visit, and what the impetus is for her going to visit the mother, on top of the fact that the mother's been threatened by the killer already, is the fact that in doing their investigation, she finds out that her mother called in about this prowler, and mother grabs the shotgun, runs outside, nothing, gone. So she asked the mother about it, and the mother really kind of is being very cagey. He's not, is okay, there was somebody, it was no big deal, you know, whatever. So she says to Lee that because, like I said, the mother has become a hoarder, so she's kept everything, including this box that Lee has that was like just like full of her stuff, and that her room is just exactly the way it was when she left it, is the idea. So she leaves with this kind of box full of stuff, and she finds in this box these photographs, because this is the reveal that she is the little girl in the first scene. Because because the way it's edited together, we're sort of led to believe that, okay, this is the first family that he killed, right? And that this is the daughter having the birthday, because he's killing the families on the birthdays of the daughters. And we just assume that it's just him making his first kill, so to speak. But what it actually is he has met Lee and the mother before in 1974. And like I said, she has this box, she has the photographs, and she finds this series of photographs, and one of them is a photograph that she took of Longlegs.
Oh.
So she can now identify him.
Yes.
And then that's when we get this flashback, this very, very creepy flashback where, okay, you know, the mother runs out because there's a prowler the night before, right? So she goes out and she's this strange albino motherfucker talking to her daughter, you know, and so she runs out. What are you doing? Why are you talking to my daughter? And we didn't invite you, and go away and all this. And he goes through the whole spiel of, you know, you got a gift from the church, and you know, we have a present for the birthday girl and all this. He has this very high pitched voice. He talks like this, and, you know,
talks like almost like I want to punch. Okay,
like it's like this kind of psychotic Tiny Tim, you know, and so he gets them into the house.
Yeah.
And he basically he ties up Alicia Witt, and basically the idea is, you will help me do what I am going to do, or I'm going to kill your daughter. And so basically here's what's happening, folks. There is a supernatural angle to this movie that wasn't in any of the advertisements or anything. It's the big twist in the film, is that he has these supernatural abilities to kind of control people's minds, basically makes Lee not only forget that she has seen this guy or that he was in her house, but that he has been living in her mother's house the entire time.
Yeah, I kind of missed that point in the movie.
He has been living in her house, and all of the scenes that you see rent-free, obviously, because, you know, rent, I'll kill you. All right, yeah.
Well, I know where that last slice of pizza went. You know, that last slice of pizza in the fridge you're saving just disappeared.
Yeah. So
whatever that went.
Right. So all of the scenes that we have seen of him in his kind of this very dungeony looking home that he's in is actually, in fact, the basement of her childhood home.
Okay, so that's freaky.
And in fact, there is reference made to, quote unquote, the man downstairs. Now, when she says the man downstairs,
you're thinking,
or when her mother says the man downstairs,
the devil,
they're talking about Cobble. When he says the man downstairs, he is talking about the devil, because his whole thing is he wants to, in his own way, bring the devil to earth, to back up to into our world, to, or whatever you want to call it, to, you know, basically the same thing basically the same thing that the killer in Psycho Killer wants to do. He's just not going to blow up 3 Mile Island to do it. Yeah, that happens in that movie. So yeah, Psycho Killer. It's a terrible movie, but
Did I see that
man,
movie?
it's entertaining. Especially when Malcolm McDowell shows up, because of course he does.
I like
Um,
him. He's a good actor.
anyway, so she now has this photograph. I remember now. I saw this guy before my 9th birthday. Um, he was at my mother's house, and she's starting to remember now everything that she had been made to psychologically block out. And this also goes to explain how Longlegs seems to know so much about her, because he's living in their house. That's how he knows. And he just put he just put like his whammy on her to make her forget.
Put the whammy on her.
Yeah, that's how I'm putting it. So she's got his face. They very quickly get a name. And even though we've seen him driving around in a vehicle of his own, he is very suddenly at a bus stop out in the middle of nowhere. And that is when he's got 2 suitcases, backpack. It's actually a really cool looking shot, because you see all of this, kind of farmland and mountains and all behind him. It's actually it's all snow covered and
picturesque,
very picturesque. And he is very quickly surrounded by local police and FBI. So, okay, 70 minutes in, killer captured, movie over, right? No.
Well, for starters, does a murder happen? A father murder happen? No, never mind.
Not at this point.
Okay.
All right. So
I thought there was another one. Okay.
Well, there is, but it's later. All right. So they begin interrogating Longlegs, and we get these very creepy kind of videos, little video clips of just him just being a complete whack job. And he says, is Agent Harker here, because I want to sing happy birthday to her? And he does. And Carter shuts off the video, and the question is, well, how long does he go on with that? And he goes, 24 minutes of singing happy birthday. And basically Longlegs refuses to talk unless he can speak to Lee. So, okay, he'll only talk to you, see what you can get out of him. If he's got an accomplice, now's the time for us to find out. All right. So now the interesting thing about the way that this is shot and how they did this scene was that this was the first time that Micah Monroe met Nicolas Cage while they were filming this movie. They were intentionally kept apart. So when she walks into that room and sees him, that is her genuine reaction to him.
Yes.
And he and the way they, like I said, if you did not know this was Nicolas Cage, I don't know if you would have been able to recognize him or not. You'd just be going, well, who's this creeper? Because like I said, the way they have him made up in this film is just, it's completely, his face is all puffy, he's completely white. They did something to his nose where it kind of almost hooks up. It's very creepy.
Looks like a whack job.
He looks like a demon.
Yes.
So they have this. I don't know. Did they really anyway, they have this conversation, and kind of everything kind of comes out, I guess. And
yeah,
Longlegs does himself in.
Yeah, he bashes his face into the table.
And he self-deletes. And this is before they can find out who the accomplice is.
Does he break his nose and like the part of the nose goes into the brain and that kills him like Bruce Willis did in that one movie? What was The Last Boy Scout, where he punches the guy and the piece of the nose goes into the right part? Because I don't know how he died exactly. I mean, I could see just by bashing his own head against a table. I guess that's what he did.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Okay.
And so Longlegs is out of the picture, and he basically, before he does so, he gives this whole kind of manifesto as to kind of why he's been doing all of this.
Does he explain why? Like what?
And he kind of does, and it's
okay.
It's basically is that he, like I said, he is a Satanist. He wants the devil to come back and party time. And basically the idea is
did the devil leave? Because the devil seems pretty present in this movie. Like, what is the goal here?
Well, he has the line, I want to spread a little bit of him everywhere.
Okay.
And that's what he's trying to do, is that it is like I've said in past shows, that death by corrosion. And that's what he wants, is that sense of dread that, there's no hope, there's no God, screw you, so I'm going to bring back the devil. And
but it doesn't make any sense.
Well, what it is,
what
is
Christian
that
theology is this operating under? Is even a like what are the rules for the devil in this? I mean, I saw The Witch. That was like Puritan theology, right? Okay, like what's the devil's master plan? I thought the devil's master plan is I'm gonna corrupt souls. Well, when you're controlling a dad to murder his family, that's not really corrupting a soul. I don't know what the master plan is, and I get it. Well, maybe the devil just wants to be a jerk. Okay, fine, but I for how many years, decades and decades, it doesn't make any sense to me.
And good night, Enigma.
He's leaving,
I don't know. What I am not positive 100% on.
Like, and maybe like this Hellraiser, he's drinking the blood so he can get physical form. I mean, I don't know what this is. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Well,
I don't know what the master plan is.
Maybe this gets cleared up in the commentary, or and maybe there's like a scene that got cut out that explains it all. But my idea of what I don't know if it is necessarily the devil trying to work through this man,
right?
Or if he is just kind of making up his own satanic theology.
But here's the deal. This is where that falls apart, because there is something in those dolls.
Yes, there is obviously something supernatural in there. So what? Well, I mean, that kind of says to me that, okay, this guy is the real deal, and
yeah, okay,
yeah, how he's doing the mind control thing. What are in these silver balls that he's putting into the dolls? what that is.
Is it the demonic spirit? Is that what it is? Like, because the devil doesn't have a physical form, so they stick him in a doll, and he goes, "Ooh, let's get the dad to murder the wife and child, and I will do." Well, I don't really know what I'll do because it's not really accomplishing anyway.
I think
I want to damn these people to hell, but if they're not in control of their actions, I can't really do that. But that's okay. This is what I don't understand what the plot is. If it's like he needs like murder to like, I don't. It's because the people are doing this stuff against their will. That's what throws me off.
Yeah.
Like in the movie Needful Things, what is the devil doing? He's trying to get people to do bad things. Do you understand? To cause intentional harm to others to get you've seen Needful Things, right?
Not all of it, but enough to understand. Because there's like two versions of that. There's like the theatrical 2-hour version, and there's like a 4-hour.
I've only seen the theatrical. Apparently, the 4-hour version, people are saying it was going into Twin Peaks territory because it goes into the townspeople more, like their weirdness. But no, but the idea behind Needful Things is though that's in my opinion the best movie I've ever seen about the devil because it's very clear he's this old man that gets people to do horrible things, and like things get worse, and even when people do small things like a little prank, it makes things worse. You understand? He's trying to get the town to tear itself apart by having things go small and escalate. Do you understand? Right. And it's but with this, I don't know what the devil's master plan is. I don't know what Longlegs' master plan is because he bashes his head into a table before anything even happens. I'm like, I'm waiting for this big conflict between our FBI agent and Longlegs, and he just, I'll take myself out. Nah. I'm like, what's the point? Of course, we have Alicia Witt, who I guess is still carrying it on even after Longlegs has died. Is that right?
Yes. And
is that a big spoiler? I don't care at this point. Okay. Don't be listening anymore. Okay.
Well, look, this movie's a few years old now, and I think I think anybody who wants to see it has seen it.
Okay.
And
like if it's like kill 7 innocent children and families, the Antichrist will be born. Like if it's something like that, I get it. Like there's a plan there. I don't know. Like if it's. Even what was the other one? This is a devil movie I love a lot, which is called The Last Exorcism, which I think is one of the best horror movie protagonists I've seen in a while. Have you seen that one? It's a found footage.
I have. I don't think the ending makes sense.
The ending doesn't make sense, but I like the.
No.
You almost wish they'd gone with our original supposition that it was all just fake, and they just let it alone at that. That might have been kind of fun, but yeah, I like the idea of the what do you call it? I like the idea of the preacher doing the fake exorcism, and then he runs into a real exorcism scenario. You know?
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie a lot, but it's just here I just don't. I don't know what the plan is. Like, what is the point of the dolls? The dolls put the whammy. Do the dolls put the whammy on people, or does Longlegs put the whammy? Like, is Longlegs controlling the demons to just do murder? It's so he can do murder.
Is
that what it is?
I take it as like a mind control. I just don't know how necessarily the rule. That's the thing, is that it really doesn't give you. What are his rules?
Okay.
What is he capable of and not capable of?
Okay. Is this what it is? He traps a demonic entity inside these spheres, sticks it in a doll, and then if a person like a father is around the demonic entity, he goes nuts and wants to murder. And this is how he's being a serial killer? Okay.
That seems to be what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the devil's role in this unless the devil is being controlled by Longlegs, like how Ash tried to control the fear demon to miserable results in Ash versus Evil Dead.
One possibility, and I'm just throwing this out there, is what if the reason why he looks the way he does is that, and you kind of, and you definitely see this in Alicia Witt too, as between the 70s scenes and the present day 90s scenes. Is it possible that being under the sway of this demonic force is like starting to like degrade like the possessed people, because that's kind of the idea I'm getting. You see the way Carrie Ann's parents are, and you see them as they start to, as they start to fall more under the sway of this entity or whatever you want to call it.
Right. Okay.
That's kind of how I'm getting it, is that, it almost like starts to again corrode your body,
So I have a
very
question.
slowly.
Is this a single entity that he puts into each doll and then lets it out after and puts it in another doll, or is this like different demonic entities he's putting into
Well,
each doll? That's not
okay,
explained. Is this just
okay,
the devil himself, Old Nick, as was said in the 28 Years Later movie?
yeah,
I like that
okay.
name, Old Nick.
So let me kind of try to maybe explain that a little bit. Is when she goes back to the mother's house, because before Longlegs dies, when Lee asks him, who is your accomplice, who is working with you, and he says, ask mommy. And of course, Lee herself is now remembering, okay, we know this guy, and so she goes back to her mother's house, and she's driven up there by the other agent, Browning, because he feels, well, I don't think you should drive right now. I'll take you up there. And so while Lee goes into the house, we get a shot of Browning alone in the car, and almost bleeding into the background, Alicia Witt.
Okay.
And she walks up to the car. Blam. One barrel, walks around to the other side of the car.
Yeah, don't know if I saw that coming. Yeah, I wasn't. I'll say this: I wasn't expecting her to be a menace, as she turns out to be.
Right. So we realize at this point, yeah, she is full on with Longlegs at this point, and Lee runs out, sees that Browning's gone and her mother has done it, and she chases her mother around to this other side of the other side of the house, where there is the life-size 9-year-old Lee doll. And Momsy then takes her shotgun and blows the head off of the doll.
Yes.
And this, hence, of course, destroying the bowl. And this black smoke starts wafting out of the doll. And
yes.
Lee then clutches her head and collapses. And as she passes out, her mother says, "You're free of him now."
Okay, so I don't understand this. Was okay, so this thing could go and kill the child. The doll would get up and kill her or something. I don't understand.
No, you see,
Does
because
Longlegs have powers over these dolls?
does Longlegs have powers over the dolls? He, or whatever he's putting into
is he
the
controlling
dolls,
the things he's putting into them, or are these like just like he's trying to figure out a way to murder people and not get caught by capturing demons and putting them in these dolls that will then have a bad influence on families? And
well,
is that what it is? Because that makes more sense, because that makes it more about the killer than it does the devil, because the devil's motive in this doesn't make any sense. That's what's throwing me off here. All right, that's all. Okay, fine. Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe that's the part of it that is, and that she practices. He prefers the Devil's Advocate, which I've never actually seen. So I
Well,
have
again,
to.
that's again where you have Al Pacino playing a corrupting force. He's trying to corrupt people and probably bring about the end of the world. But
Mhm.
he's trying to corrupt people who might be otherwise be prone to good. Do you understand?
Mhm.
But there's no corrupting because he just kind of, it's like a possession. It's like the devil takes possession, or
Yeah.
the hatred of the devil infuses the humans to do bad. I don't understand. This is what's throwing me off, and it's not made clear. Like, I don't know, like what is Longlegs theology or cult thoughts? I anyway, go ahead. It's
Yeah.
what throwing me off of this whole movie, and I don't understand it. Like, what do the dolls do? Why can't she shoot the doll at the end?
Well, she can't shoot the doll at the end because she runs out of ammunition. To
Does the
which,
daughter has to shoot the doll? The one that looks like you have to be the just.
well, no, because Alicia Witt shoots the doll that looks like Lee, so that's not a problem. You can destroy these things if you know what you're dealing with. You can just destroy it. You can shoot it. You can blow it up. You can do whatever. You know. So anyway, as Lee is passed out, we get another flashback, which is basically Lee's mother telling her what seems to be a bedtime story about this doll maker, about Longlegs, and that, all right. I'm up to that scene now. Says there, and they do like a close up to the balls that he's putting into the dolls, and there's a little bit of the devil in everyone.
Okay.
And that the line is, he made the little girl forget, in that he wants the little girl for himself. Why, again, not really explained, but that the mother will do anything to keep that from happening. So that is why she becomes his accomplice, obviously, to save the daughter from this demon, or this guy who thinks he's a demon, whatever you want to say. So she is the one who goes into the home with the dolls, and she kind of becomes his delivery woman, basically. As she says in the film, she used to be a nurse. Now her job is murdering families. And we see kind of the aftermath of that and what that's psychologically and then eventually physically starting to do with her. And that's why she's on the drugs, to kind of numb herself. And it's just this very, and Alicia Witt is so good in this movie because she just,
Oh yes.
yeah, you feel so sorry for her, because, and then at the same time, you kind of wondering, this is also the woman that took out at the age of about 8, took out one Baron Vladimir Harkonnen with a sandworm. How come she can't take Nicolas Cage? But anyway,
Well, I don't know. That's not the thing with these kids that are getting killed. Because part of me thinking, is this like Lucy Butler on Millennium, where we're eliminating future leaders that might do good in the world? Maybe that's why. Maybe these particular families are being targeted because they might produce people who could be of benefit to the world and make the world a better place. So let's that would be an idea that would make sense. I go ahead.
Obviously these are like religious families, because the fact that someone, and she's dressed like a nun for one thing,
Yeah,
so
I guess she is each time. For start, I thought she was dressed like a Quaker in one scene, but I guess it was always
kind of
okay.
this. Well, she's kind of dresses like that anyway. This kind of very, kind of Quakerish, kind of, Is someone that you don't see as a threat. So, of course, naturally you would let her in, because
I
what
mean,
would that
it's the
hurt?
90s, so I guess it wouldn't
Well,
be
the
as weird
70s
as
at that
today.
point too. But, yeah, either way, so you don't see her as a threat. These are probably religious families, which are it's kind of the idea that I'm getting because, the cameras do call a priest, even though they're starting to degrade. There is, a crucifix up in their house, so obviously they are religious, devout people. But anyway, yeah, we only got a few minutes. So kind of long story short is,
check out Weapons. I'm kidding. We'll do that another time.
we'll do that next. And yeah, Weapons is the better movie. I do agree. But all right. So who have we met that has a birthday coming up? And that is Ruby Carter,
of course.
Carter's daughter.
Yes.
So okay, when Lee wakes up inside the house, when she's somehow I guess her mother left her in the basement. She gets up, the phone is ringing, she gets a phone call, and it's Longlegs. It's Longlegs' voice saying, "You're going to miss Ruby's birthday party," because when she was at the house earlier, the daughter invited her to a birthday party. So when she races over, now using Longlegs' original vehicle, because Mother's got the bug, and well, Browning is kind of all over her vehicle, so that's undrivable. And so she hops into Longlegs' car, races to Carter's house, where of course her mother is already there. She's already delivered the doll, and Carter is already under the sway of the doll. And the mother is also kind of starting to act weird too, as the scene progresses. And it's so Carter takes his wife into the kitchen and kills her. He then comes at Harker with the knife, and she kills Carter.
Right.
And so, basically the mother starts off with, we have to complete this.
It's too late, basically.
We have to finish the plan.
Motion,
it's
right?
too late. It's done. We have to kill the daughter now and all this. And she puts her last round right through Mom.
Yes.
So Alicia is gone. And we think that the threat is gone, but we still have the doll.
Yes.
All right. Now, here is my theory on what happens at the very end of the film, because Lee says to Ruby, "We have to go. We have to leave. Let's get out of here, because we got to get away from the evil, so to speak. Because the mother starts going, and before she died, she went to this whole thing of, we're gonna burn and twist and burn and all this, and so she's just a full on. She basically becomes Longlegs by the end of it,
right?
And so Lee, since she has seen her mother destroy the doll of her, she's going to destroy the doll of Ruby. But she is out of bullets. And she can't. So my thought would just be, okay, you're in a cop's house. He probably has a gun. Take his gun and shoot the damn thing. She doesn't. And I think at the end,
Yes.
is she gets taken over by the evil in the doll.
Okay.
That's what I think happens.
The
Now,
little girl or
I think both.
okay.
Because I'll explain. I'll do it this way because this I know about. It's not in the film. The ending in the scripted version of the film takes place present day. 2024, time of the movie.
Okay.
And Ruby, now an adult, is basically doing the long legs thing. She is now delivering the dolls. Now, what happens in the script between how the film ends to where the original scripted version of the film ends, I don't know. But I think by the end of the film, the threat is still there.
Well, yeah, I got that impression because it's not dealt with, and then the credits roll.
So and then it ends, one look at long legs, and I'll say it's the end of it. And I think it just opens it up for another film.
Well,
we'll see.
Let me know if Freddy Krueger shows up. That'll be fun. Anyway,
do I pretend to understand everything in the film? No. I recommend it off the basis that it is, hey, it's a horror movie, and yeah, it's creepy. It's got some good actors in it.
I recommend check out The Black Coat's Daughter, Oz Perkins.
I do need to see that.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's where I'll leave this. But maybe I'll rewatch Long Legs someday and have a new opinion. But give me a couple of years. But anyway, I know it's getting late. I know.
Yes, because we do have to get everyone over to Troy's channel for tonight's episode of Doctor Who, which is going to bring back, which is the first appearance in season 2 of the Daleks since we last left them in.
That's a good storyline, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Boomer, what do you have coming up?
Nothing. You can check me out on your show, Sparkle 21 on Tuesday, and Friday I'll be on with Troy to talk about. We had something to talk about. What was it? Why am I blanking now? Okay. Well, I'll be on last call. Okay.
Yes. All right. And as for myself, of course, as Boomer said, Sparkwood 21. If you are a member of Troy's channel, tomorrow night, last call members night at the movies. And it looks like it's going to be, unless the poll has changed since the last time I looked at it, it looks like it's going to be John Carpenter's Vampires is going to be the movie. So join us if you're a channel member over on Troy's channel. Join us for that. I'll be on the panel. Tuesday, Sparkwood 21. Thursday, I am going to be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater, and we will be watching Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I've heard of it.
Little movie, little independent film from the from 1981.
Yes,
it has something to do with I think archaeology and fedoras and stuff like that. But you might have heard of it. And I think it's directed by some Stephen Steve somebody, I don't remember who, but
Evil
yeah,
monkeys.
yes,
Evil
and
monkeys.
right, and let's see, later that night, my program Coming Attractions. Well, you get to find out what I'll be doing in the next week, up to and including my appearance this upcoming Friday night on Films with Friends over on Big Al Presents at a special time this week, 7:30. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, and this week's movie is Capricorn 1.
Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yep. I'm expecting a lot of OJ jokes in the chat.
It's an interesting movie. I remember it. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Boomer, any last words before we wrap it up and send everybody over?
Yeah, if someone comes over to your house and says, "Here, it's a gift from the church, and it's a life-size doll that looks like your daughter," just say no thanks.
Yeah.
Or at
Good
least
advice.
ask which church, so you can call and verify that they're giving stuff out. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. And as I always say, at the end of every broadcast from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.